If there was ever a Nintendo Direct that I felt was directly targeted at me, it was this one. Because I can't tell you how many times I stood up, did a backflip, did a triple dump dive into my toilet while watching this Nintendo Direct. This Nintendo Direct made me lose my mind, and that is mostly because it had a ton of Mario stuff in it, which if you have watched my videos before, you know I sometimes like Mario. But I'm gonna just keep things nice and organized, and let's start at the beginning. Another quick one that I want to talk about here is the new Sonic game. Now, I know this was announced outside of the Nintendo Direct, but I just have to say I think this game looks awesome, and I'm very excited for it. It's super cool seeing a new 2D Sonic game with its own identity. It is kind of a throwback to the retro stuff, but they've already said it's going to have all new worlds, all new levels. You know, you're not going to be going through Green Hill Zone again, apparently, from what they've said. So I'm really excited for this game, and I think the character designs in this and everything just look so cute and really capture that retro Sonic aesthetic. And I can't wait for this one. I'm super hyped. So then we get to the point in the Nintendo Direct where we get this classic shot from Mario RPG, and as soon as this appeared on screen, this was where I did my first backflip of the Nintendo Direct. I freaked out because I never thought that we would ever see a remake of Super Mario RPG. I know it's been re-released on like the Super Nintendo Mini and even on the Wii U Virtual Console, but I don't know, I just never saw them putting in the effort to remake it. I just never thought Nintendo saw this as a very important game, especially since it was co-developed with Square Enix back in the day, and there was all this stuff about like, oh, Square Enix owns some of the original characters in this game, like Geno and stuff like that. But, oh my god, this looks so good. I love that they kept the art style the same, and it's just they took that original cute chunky art style and they just brought it to life in 3D, and it literally looks like you are playing the promotional art of Super Mario RPG, but it's all in motion, and it just looks so good. I am so excited and just so surprised that this is a thing, and I can't wait to play it. And then they led into another backflip-worthy game, which was this Untitled Princess Peach game. And when they first showed the first scene of this, I thought it was like my brain right away went to Paper Mario. I don't know why. It was just this shot of Peach with this little character next to her, and I had immediately thought of Princess Peach and the little star who follows her around in the very first Paper Mario, and it just gave me that kind of vibe. And then there's another shot in this trailer that reminds me of the main town in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, and if you look at those two places side by side, the resemblance is uncanny. So I'm really excited for this game. It's giving me the first two Paper Mario vibes, like with all these original characters and unique environments and stuff. I love to see that in Mario games. It's something we don't see enough of, but it seems like that's finally starting to change now. And I have to say as well, this game is, for some reason, it's giving me Wario World vibes, that old Wario 3D action game on the GameCube, because they're taking this character from the Mario universe, giving them their own 3D game with their own unique moveset and stuff, and I love this type of game. I love this with, you know, Donkey Kong 64, Wario World, Captain Toad is another good one, and now we're getting a 3D Princess Peach game, and I love this so much. I want to see more stuff like this, and it seems like, you know, Nintendo is finally starting to realize that a lot of their characters are iconic enough to stand on their own, like Luigi with Luigi's Mansion, which was the next game that they announced. We're getting a remake of Luigi's Mansion 2, and I'm really excited for this. I just revisited Luigi's Mansion 2 for the first time since it came out, like just a couple months ago, and this is a really special game, and I'm so happy to see it being brought back on the Switch with a new coat of paint. It looked really good from what they've showed so far, but there's one thing that I noticed when they showed these two games, the Princess Peach game and the Luigi's Mansion 2 remake, is they didn't say coming to Nintendo Switch next year. They just said coming next year. And part of me is wondering if this is going to be part of like a new console launch or something, because with the previous game they showed, Mario RPG, they're like coming to Nintendo Switch in October or November or whenever it's coming out. But with these two games, they just said coming next year. So I don't know, it could be a little weird Nintendo hint that they're doing, but at the same time, they don't look, I mean, they look graphically impressive, both of them, but they don't look like they're on a new generation of console impressive. But you never know with Nintendo. But I'm very excited for all three of those Mario Universe games, we'll call them. And then after that, we got a look at a new Dragon Quest Monsters, and I was really excited when I saw this because for a while there were all these rumors about a new Dragon Quest Monsters game, and then it was finally revealed that they were working on that Dragon Quest Treasurers game, and that game looks really cool. I still have yet to try it myself, but I was a little bit worried when that game was announced that they were kind of done with the traditional turn-based Dragon Quest Monsters formula, but they just announced a new one, and it looks really cool. I love the character designs in it, the world looks cool, and they teased the main character from Dragon Quest IV at the very end, so I'm really interested to see where that goes with the story. Maybe it takes place in the world of Dragon Quest IV, which is a classic Dragon Quest game, so I'm excited to see more about that. That looks really cool. And oh my goodness, Pikmin fans, we have it good these last few years. We got Pikmin 3 ported to the Switch, which that's cool, you know, they added some new content to that, that's really exciting. Pikmin 4 is shaping up to be like exactly what I always wanted out of Pikmin. We've got Exploring Underground is back. We've got another new Pikmin type. We've got the Glow Pikmin, or the Glowmin, whatever they're calling them, that allows you to explore at night, and I just think that is so cool. That's something that Pikmin fans on the internet have been saying should be a thing for years and years. I remember there was speculation about that back when Pikmin 3 was announced, which is crazy. That was like almost 10 years ago now. And then they showed this one level where you're literally inside a house, and I always wanted to see Pikmin go in that direction. It's looking very Chibi Robo inspired, which I love, and that always just kind of makes sense for Pikmin, because especially since Pikmin 2, where you're finding all these treasures left behind by humans and stuff like batteries and toys and all this stuff, you know, it just makes sense for you to be exploring these kind of urban environments like houses and, you know, streets and stuff like that, alleyways, whatever. So I was really excited to see that, and Pikmin 4 is just looking so amazing and so beautiful, and just like another one of those sequels that I've just always dreamed of. I'm so excited for that. And then they hit us with Pikmin 1 and 2 HD, and I'm so excited for that on its own. I don't know why it's taken them so long, but you know, Pikmin 4 is coming soon. They couldn't have picked a better time, so it makes sense. It would have been cool to have seen these games a lot sooner on the Switch, like maybe around the time that Pikmin 3 dropped on the Switch, but that's okay. I'm so happy to finally have like a really easy, convenient way to play through Pikmin 1 and 2 again in HD, and they're available now digitally, which is really cool. I'm definitely going to hold out and wait for that physical copy that I think is coming out in September, just because I just recently replayed Pikmin 2 again, so I'm not really itching to play it right now. I'm just going to hold off and play Pikmin 4 when it comes out. But it's really cool for people who haven't played Pikmin 1 and 2. Definitely try these, because they are still amazing games in their own right. And oh, there was one more thing I wanted to mention. This kind of relates to Pikmin and to Luigi's Mansion as well. It's really cool seeing both of these little series that only have a few games, you know, kind of becoming these main staple pillars of Nintendo game franchises, because like Luigi's Mansion 3 sold incredibly well, and I think if it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't see this Luigi's Mansion 2 remake. And because we're getting the Luigi's Mansion 2 remake, it kind of just makes me feel like we'll be seeing Luigi's Mansion 4 sooner than expected as well, like, you know, maybe early on the next Nintendo console or something like that, because Luigi's Mansion now is starting to feel like this real pillar of Nintendo game franchises that kind of stands on its own, instead of just being like, oh yeah, this fun little spin-off game that happened once or twice, you know? Like, it feels like its own series now. And I'm starting to feel the same way about Pikmin, where now, for the first time ever, we have all of the Pikmin games available on one console, except for, you know, the 3DS Pikmin game, but I don't think anyone's too upset about that. But it's just cool. Like, it's just like the same thing that happened with Animal Crossing, where it was kind of this niche little thing before, but, you know, now all these lesser known Nintendo franchises, because they're finally seeing the support from Nintendo that they've always deserved, they're kind of becoming these mainstay, you know, franchises, and I really like to see that, and I hope that Nintendo kind of breathes life into some other lesser known Nintendo franchises like that in the future, like, you know, Donkey Kong and Chibi Robo, stuff like that, Golden Sun, all that stuff that fans are always wanting. And I think it can happen with all of those franchises someday as well. So it's really interesting to see what Nintendo's going to do with some of that stuff moving forward. But I just wanted to point that out before we moved on. Another little game here that I thought looked really cool is this game called Penny's Big Breakaway. And at first I was just like, oh, what is this, you know? And then they said it was developed by the Sonic Mania team. And I was just like, you know what? I can see that, like the color choices and stuff. And as I was watching it, I was like, you know what? This just looks like a modern day Dreamcast game. It looks so fun and bright and colorful and fast-paced, and I'm really excited to give this one a try when it comes out. And another kind of small but exciting one here is the Star Ocean 2 remake, and it's another one of those HD 2D classic RPG revivals, and I'm so happy that we're starting to see more and more of these types of games coming out, and honestly, I just want them to keep it up, you know, just keep bringing all these classic JRPGs back. They look so good in this style, and it's just like this new art style, this HD 2D art style, it just works so well for these games, and I think it's gonna be like a new staple that's just here to stay forever, because people are just eating these games up, and I'm there for it as well, definitely. And then getting towards the end here, we had WarioWare Move It, which you cannot tell me that this isn't just the most Wii-era Nintendo thing you have ever seen. And I love it so much because I was such a big fan of WarioWare Smooth Moves on the Wii, and this literally is just a sequel to that game, and it looks so fun. I'm so excited for this one. It's really cool seeing the more traditional WarioWare back as well, because we had WarioWare Get It Together in 2021, and while I did like that game, it was a little bit different the way you're controlling little characters on the screen and stuff, so it's really cool to see this more traditional WarioWare back. And then finally, the big one. Oh my god, I kind of thought the WarioWare thing was going to be the last announcement, and then I was like, no. They have to end on something bigger than that, right? And then then they started talking about, you know, Zelda Amiibo and stuff, and I was like, oh, they're going to announce, you know, Zelda DLC or something. But no, we get a new 2D Mario game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This was the one where I was just like, I'm dreaming. I literally was like, I'm dreaming. This is the 2D Mario game that I have been asking for the past 2 decades. I swear. I'm already in love with this game, and it's not even out yet. They've finally moved away from the new Super Mario Bros. Art style and reuse of assets that me and many other Mario fans have been complaining about for, you know, years and years. They've finally moved away from that, and not only just the art style, but we're seeing all these cool level gimmicks, all these new enemies, all this completely new stuff. It's literally something I would have dreamed about. I'm looking at my notes here. I literally wrote down, finally a Mario game that challenges Mario Land 2 and Yoshi's Island in terms of creativity. I don't think I could put it any better than that. That is how I feel about this game. You know, Mario Land 2 was really known for its, you know, wacky level design, level themes especially, and stuff like that. All these new enemies that were never in any other game, all that kind of stuff. And then Yoshi's Island was known for each level having a really unique gimmick to it, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing here in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And it just looks so cool. The art style is so pretty. All these unique characters, new characters to play as. You can play as Daisy, you can play as Yoshi by himself, different colored Yoshis, and I think there's going to be a lot more surprises in store with this game. So yeah, I am just over the moon for a lot of the games that they announced in this Nintendo Direct. I'm so happy. As a Mario fan, as a Pikmin fan, there is so much stuff that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, these are just my raw thoughts. I thought I'd put them out there. And then, of course, let me know what you guys think about this latest Nintendo Direct. What are you excited for? Is there anything that you saw that you didn't like, that you did like? Please let me know in the comments. And again, just thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.